All those years, Jackie. Why aren't you doing this?
I can't. You didn't tell me. Hi, Troy.
Hello.
See, look, I was like, I couldn't think of anything, and I'm like, hold on. I was like, Jackie.
Oh, so I'm just a fill-in.
Oh, I was like, hey, hold on. I was like,
I'm just
you are
filler.
Yeah.
Well, I will scoot away, but it was good seeing you, Troy.
I'm here.
Jackie is so hilarious. By the way, oh no, I gotta ask Jackie. Come back. Halloween. By the way, Jackie had the best costume for Halloween. The best. Tell people what you wore for Halloween if they didn't see it.
Yeah, I saw it. I was there, dude.
Tribute. Yes.
Dude, best.
You didn't see me. I was Freddy Krueger.
Oh, is that you?
I was one of, I think there were 2 or 3 of them floating around.
That is so awesome. I'm sure I know which one you
are.
are.
Here I was, the cup of coffee.
You guys.
I was a cup of coffee of freezing, but no, I wanted to bring Jackie because Jackie and I had a little incident at Halloween Fest where I almost took out the Big Show.
I'm still sore from it. We were carrying a few tables, and you tripped, huh?
Yeah, I tripped. And at one point, Jackie, I pinned her with the table.
Pinned my feet under it, and then he knocked his air out with his stomach against the table. So we both flew down the stairs.
So Pee Wee Herman's trapped under a table, and a big cup of coffee is sitting on top of Pee Wee Herman. So
iced coffee.
He was iced coffee. Man.
Oh my gosh, Jackie, thank you so much. That's just amazing.
That sounds like you broke a few OSHA rules.
I think we did. We did break some OSHA rules, huh? And probably some bones. I probably I'm still nervous because I think I may have crushed Jackie's ankle in like 15 different places. So yeah.
Broke her Cossacks.
I did. Poor Jackie. So I'm doing this for legal purposes so she doesn't later come back and say that cup of coffee assaulted me.
Disclaimer.
Disclaimer. Oh man, welcome everybody to Zia Comic Weekly. Of course, we get ready to nerd out for the next half hour. And of course, just Troy. You're just Troy today.
Yeah. I'm in between holidays.
And all of us really are. What's up, Troy? How's it going? How was these past couple of days for y'all?
That last week in October was slammed with stuff with the zombie walk and then the Halloween fest, and then we had some comics for Halloween that were given out in the store and just general busyness.
Yeah. Oh man, it's just and then between all that and then just trying to find some moments of peace is definitely
Center.
Centered. So yeah, man. No, it was a lot of fun this past Tuesday, but still feeling a little guilty that I almost took out Jackie. Like it was not a pretty sight.
Your whole career flash in front of your eyes of doing the morning show alone.
I had one of those moments of like the please protect Jackie at all costs, because my costume, it limited, and right there on the plaza, those steps, the taller ones, I thought I could clear, and apparently my suit didn't agree, and next thing you know, I'm just face down into this table. Jackie's underneath the table. Like it looked like Pee Wee Herman was injured for reals. So I feel so bad. I was like, Jackie, please. I was like, I'll see you at work on Wednesday, please.
Please live.
Please live. I know. I'm like, don't you die on me. Don't you die on me. Oh, man. So, yeah, man, it was a good Halloween. Everything was set. And now we get ready for the holidays, everybody, which means there's a lot to look forward to, especially for us nerds out there. So, let's start off Zia Comics. How are things going? What do you guys got coming up in the next couple of weeks?
November 18th, we have an in-store signing.
Oh, nice.
A comic book writer. He writes the stories you read. He's going to be in store. Philip Kennedy Johnson is going to be in store signing. He's done some pretty iconic stuff. He's done Aliens and Superman, and I think he did some Carnage. He's written some really good stories. He's one of the newer guys out there, up and comer, and he's only coming through town. And so we snagged him for an in-store. And there will be a CGC facilitator, so you can get that coveted yellow label on your CGC.
Hell yeah! So they can get that and go on out there. It's gonna be some good times. And then Alamogordo, what you guys got going on at Alamogordo for this month?
Tomorrow I had to look at my calendar, is Downtown Nights. It's their first Friday thing. They're doing the Dia de los Muertos, and they're going to have an ofrenda, so you can take pictures of your loved ones that you want to be able to cross the bridge and sit on the. And I mean, we're doing our best to make that event big each month. After COVID, we've been trying to slowly build it back up. So if you want to be a vendor, man, go check out Zia Comics Alamogordo Facebook page. I put the info how to do it right there. We need some
Yeah.
vendors and entertainment and stuff down there to start bringing more people to downtown.
It's crazy, Troy. Now we're in November, and it's crazy. At the beginning of this year, you were getting everything finalized for the Alamogordo location, and now we're talking events and stuff, man. It seems like just yesterday we were, it's gonna happen, and now here we are talking about events that are gonna be happening at the Alamogordo location. So, what goes through your mind, man? Just thinking about all the ups and downs with just kind of getting that going, because it took you guys a while to get everything going.
Yes. Yes, it took over a year, almost 2 years, I think, to get
Yeah,
the doors open. Um, just the regulations, the city governments, and it's not just Alamo and it's not just Cruces. They can't seem to get out of their way to help
yeah,
businesses open up, unless you're a big national chain franchise, and then they roll out the red carpet. But otherwise, man, it's like they keep putting stumbling blocks in front of you to slow you down. And
yeah,
I'm not saying anything bad about it. Well, actually, I guess I am. I am saying something bad about the government. They need to make the process more streamlined and easier for small businesses.
yeah.
Uh, there's too much stuff that isn't known, or one entity tells you something and the other entity tells you basically the opposite. So you're undoing what you've already done, and they need to make the process easier.
Just a little bit, and,
Just a
it
little.
does, and that's one of the things that we are fortunate enough to say that, we have a place for us nerds to go be nerds. I mean, we're very fortunate enough, and not just here, but Alamogordo as well, man. I mean, that's kudos to you guys, because there's places that we can go, and I mean, I just look forward to it because I know holiday season, so we're the easiest people to shop for. So it really is. It's like you got to break it down to, do you want Marvel or DC this
Yeah, does
year?
it say Marvel or DC on it? Okay, that's good.
Okay, cool. If you said anything Marvel, DC, I'm set, and I'm
Which
totally
character? I don't care.
I don't care. Whatever you get, it's like, as long as it's something that I don't, and I don't even care. And that's the thing about us comic book fans or us nerds. We don't even care if it's a duplicate or it's something that
Nope.
we already have.
Nope. You can never have too many.
Exactly, because I know I've gotten, like, in the past, I've gotten these statues. I have a Black Panther one, and then I believe I have a Thor one. That one's in the garage somewhere. But if I get that same one, I am okay, because that just means, okay, the one in the garage can stay in the garage, and I don't have to go and get it. I could just go ahead and put the one that you just gave me up, but I know I have a backup, and just in case.
Or you use it for trade bait to get a different statue with somebody.
We're speaking the same language. It's cool though, man. But I mean, it just makes sense. And so, for those watching, make sure you guys go out there, and if you're in Alamogordo, go out and check them. Go check out the events, especially because you guys doing these theme nights, and you guys go all out for these theme nights in Alamogordo. And even when with all the holiday events that are going to be happening over the next couple of weeks, go out there, man. Go have some fun, from board games to comic books to y'all got everything.
Nerdy stuff.
That's right. You keep us nerds going, and we appreciate that, man. We really do. Well, without further ado, you ready to nerd out?
Yep, let's do it.
Let's do this. All right. So, a couple things to get to first. I don't remember if you got a chance to see the new Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Did you ever get a chance
I
to see
did.
it?
It was stream. I caught it on streaming the other day.
Yeah, I just got the notification that it's on Netflix, and so that's what I'll be doing this weekend. So I'm excited. I'm very shocked that it went to Netflix though. I was like, okay, but cool.
I
I ain't
didn't
mad.
question it. I have Netflix, so I got to watch it.
Yeah, just when and you know what? I think it's my fault, because I said, "Hey, I'm gonna probably think about getting rid of Netflix," and they said, "No, you're not."
Like,
Boom,
oh, are you?
Spider
Are you really? Okay. Spider
so
Verse.
there's the Spider-Verse, bam. Oh, that wasn't enough for you? Bam, we're gonna drop a Squid Games game show for you to watch, and you will enjoy it.
Yeah, and then it's going to be Stranger Things.
Exactly, and then the second season of Squid Games, and then next thing you know, bam, an Ozark movie that you didn't see coming, and we're just I tell you.
Did you finish Ozark?
Yes, I did. And that's when I'm
Oh,
like, we it's not, the story isn't complete. So yeah, and kudos to them, because there will be a movie. There will be some type of movie, or maybe it's a series, something similar to like what they did with Breaking Bad. They're gonna do something to that capacity, and I think it'd be great.
You can never get too much Jason Bateman.
No, not at all, man. So, although I have been seeing lately Jason Bateman in what's the movie? Horrible Bosses.
And Horrible Bosses too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Don't forget about two. Yeah. I mean, but that's it's kind of tough to watch those movies and then think, yeah, he was in Ozark. Like it's such a different,
Yeah,
but okay.
yeah. I saw him like in Arrested Development, and then watched Ozark. I'm like, oh, that's a
Yeah.
leap.
Jackie's actually the one that is a big Arrested Development fan, and she's told me about a lot of I've seen some of the episodes. It's quite
Oh,
hilarious.
you haven't seen Arrested Development?
I've seen some. I think I'm like 3 seasons in, 2 seasons, I don't can't remember, but just enough to where I'm like, "Oh my god, this is definitely some real life situations here."
Yeah, it's him and Michael Cera both. They do so good in that series.
Yeah, man. It's a so when people ask, "What happened to Michael Cera?" That's where he was thriving, so yeah, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is now available since you saw it, and I know it's been out and don't really matter about spoilers. What are your thoughts with Spider-Man?
I thought it was a pretty strong second movie. It's going to be a two-parter. I'll let you know now.
Mhm.
It's going to leave you on a cliffhanger at the end. Um, I really like that it deals a lot with alternate. Of course, alternate universes because you saw all the million different Spider-Men, and they explain all that. And you got two of the arguably most popular Spider-Men with Miles Morales and Miguel O'Hara in there, and they're basically the two main ones that are kind of butting heads through the whole thing. So if you're a Spider-Man fan, I think you're going to enjoy it.
I was gonna ask, because like for those that have followed the different, because I mean we all know there's different versions of Spider-Mans throughout the comic books. Is this something that the Spider-Man fan is going to appreciate? Because there's just so many different, I mean, just the different, I mean, from Gwen to, Miles Morales to just, is this the ideal flick to bring together those that are just a fan of any type of Spider-Man?
Yeah, if you're just a Peter Parker fanatic and that's the only Spider-Man you acknowledge, you're not going to like it. You're not going to see much Peter Parker.
Yeah, there's really
But the
not a
other
whole lot.
Spider-Man, they're all over. I don't want to spoil it too much for you, but there is a central headquarters for all these Spider-Man variants, and you can see them all walking around the offices and stuff, and
Do
it's
we
pretty
get
cool.
Spider Pig?
Yeah, I think I saw him in there
Okay,
in
because I
Spider-Man
was,
India.
yeah, I was wondering. I mean, with John Mulaney, I wonder if he was able to do some stuff with Spider Pig. I couldn't remember because I know at the time John Mulaney was really going through it at the time, and I didn't know if they kind of dialed back from the John Mulaney just because
I don't
he was
remember there
going
was a
through some
speaking part,
issues.
but I think I remember seeing him in one of the scenes, the Spider
Mm.
Pig.
Yeah, and I know with John Mulaney, I think a lot of that was just because he was just needing the time. But I'm sure if it does lead, like you're saying, to more, then we probably will see, a
Well, like
John
I said, it's
Mulaney back.
definitely a cliffhanger, and there's definitely going to be a second part to it. There's a lot of unanswered stuff.
Well, kudos to Netflix for dropping it at this time. I think that's pretty good to be able to get that kind of rolling on the streaming. Although I think you could agree, some of these need to get on the streaming platforms a lot faster.
Yeah, well, look at Five Nights at Freddy's, how well they've done. They're killing it in the box office, and then they released them on Peacock, and it immediately became the most watched movie on Peacock streaming within the first couple days. So,
And this is the perfect movie to once again reiterate, the fans love it, the critics not so much. And the fans is ultimately what's going to make a franchise, blossom. I mean, because you see these Rotten Tomatoes and critics are not feeling it. No, it's so dumb. But then you get the fans that are saying, well, maybe this should have been rated R, not PG-13.
I never listen to the fans. When I go to Rotten Tomatoes, I always look at the audience score, not the
Yeah.
critics. The critics didn't pay for their tickets; the audience did. So the audience is what's going to make that movie a success.
Yeah. Did you get a chance to see the movie? I don't know if I really don't know a whole lot about it. I kind of started doing my like, okay, well, obviously based on a video game or whatever the case may be. And I don't know, there's just so much. I went on this TikTok rabbit hole about the franchise, and I was like, okay, it seemed pretty interesting. Did you get a chance to see it?
Not yet. It's on my schedule to catch up on Peacock.
Yeah.
Um, I don't remember if I have Peacock anymore. I probably will get Peacock just so I can watch that. So I will watch it eventually.
Yeah, I'm curious. My brother said it was really good. He was one of the ones that said it's like maybe this needed to be rated R. Maybe they held back a little bit because it is the gory side of things. But they said
Yeah,
because it's PG-13, it's not as much as you would see like in a Saw movie.
I know the video game is just the part. I have never played it. I've watched different parts of it, and it's some pretty intense parts in that video game. Actually,
Yeah.
there's several video games. I think it's two or three of them now. Animatronics are scary enough, but then when they get a mind of their own, you don't want Chuck E. Cheese, chasing you with a pizza slicer.
I was just thinking that too. I was like, I probably won't be going to Chuck E. Cheese anytime soon, or at least not at night. That's for sure. I'll be like, hey, we're gonna go during the day.
Yeah,
So
you don't want to be the night watch guy there.
yeah, absolutely not. So yeah, that's on Peacock for you guys to check out. I meant to ask you, did you get a chance since we're talking about Peacock? Did you ever get a chance to finish or watch Twisted Metal?
Which one?
Twisted Metal
Oh, with
with
Anthony Mackie.
Anthony Mackie.
I watched like the first two, and I just haven't gone back to it to finish it up.
Yeah, that by the way, that's one of those that if you watch, you can watch it straight through. Like if you get a couple hours, 3 or 4 hours and you can binge watch it through. It's a great series, but if you think about it, does it have enough to stand to keep the audience going back to watch it to where they can have a second season? Because they obviously is leading up for a second season, but did it have enough viewing power to say, hey, we need to get a second season? Or was it just one of those flash in the pans? Because that came out, what, 3 months ago?
It's been a while. I haven't been real hot on going and finishing the series. I
Yeah.
probably will eventually, but it's not a bad storyline they're throwing out there. I can't get invested in it. I
Yeah.
don't know
It's
why.
just, and it's crazy because if you think about it, and I think this is one of the things that I think happens with Marvel or has been happening with Marvel is, I mean, we know they're there, but has it been enough to keep me invested to go back? I mean, I know that happened a lot with some of the series that came out like Moon Knight and, you have She-Hulk. Is it enough to, yes, we know those characters are there, but are we going back to watch these? And is it enough for us to retain for a second season?
I would watch Moon Knight again,
Yeah.
and I'm getting ready to go watch Werewolf by Night, the Technicolor version, to see if it's any better or less good than the black and white one. I really liked She-Hulk, and I can't wait for the second season on that. But the rest of them, I don't know that I would go back and watch again.
Yeah, I mean, even if we look at, Wanda, I don't know. I mean, it was good for its moment, but I don't think it would need a second season. Obviously, Captain America, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier is now, transpired into the next Captain America movie. And I hope that one has success because, right now, as much as Marvel has put out there, for some reason, something is not sticking with Marvel. And DC, well, DC has a list of their problems going on right now.
Yeah, I think I just watched the newest episode of Loki yesterday, and it's kind of slow getting to the point.
Mhm.
And I'm glad it's only 6 episodes for
Yeah.
Loki season 2.
So, one of the things I was reading up on, and and this I think this ties in with Loki because obviously we know the new big bad is Kang the Conqueror, and I guess we'll start off with this first talking point that has been going on as of late, and one some of the big headlines. Some people are saying, and it just has nothing, and I don't know why they have to start with the. It has nothing to do with his legal troubles, but they're saying they may actually dump the King the Conqueror big villain and quickly move to Doctor Doom. So I guess Marvel's not seeing it pick up steam the same way that a Thanos was. That they're saying, hey, we need to move on from King the Conqueror and maybe start focusing more on Doctor Doom being the new big bad.
Anytime you deal with time travel stuff, it's you lose people.
Yeah.
And this version of Kang, I mean, I don't know if you've been watching the series, but they've been working with Victor Timely, which is like the old sideshow scam artist type guy. he's not scary. He doesn't present a threat. You get more of a threat from Miss Minutes in this season, and maybe she should be the next big bad because she had a couple moments there. I was just like, oh,
This is getting,
yeah,
yeah. I don't know. Maybe we're just jumping the gun, but do you think Kang the Conqueror has enough? Because in the comics, he is a very formidable opponent. I mean, you guys thought Thanos was really bad. This big bad is even worse, but is it portraying that way on the screen? And I think a lot of this is reaction from Ant-Man and the Wasp or Ant-Man Quantumania.
right. Well, they teased the Council of Kangs on that there toward the end because you saw that he had the whole arena full of all of his variants.
Yeah.
And then they go back with, oh yeah, but Loki season 2 is going to be with Victor Timely.
Yeah. So it just I don't know. And I hope that they're just not getting lost in the shuffle. But and I would also say that maybe as fans, maybe we do need to go back and watch Quantumania and maybe revisit the movie again because I know it didn't get the best of reaction from fans, but maybe it's one of those that we need to go back and check out to maybe reestablish, or they're gonna have to figure something to reestablish that character as the big bad.
Yeah, like I said, just show some more of his other variants. Like Rama Tut and all the other variants are pretty ruthless. So let's see some of those instead of worthless Victor Timely there.
Yeah, yeah. I really have been trying to get into season two of Loki, but I've realized one thing as I've started to watch the series. For one, I got to make sure that the volume is up, and you said this too. It needs your full attention.
Yeah,
The times that I have turned on Loki to watch, have other things going on that it becomes distracting. And one moment there, what's going on with Loki? Why does he keep disappearing? Why is he showing up? Why doesn't anybody recognize him? And you have to really be engaged with it. You have to really pay attention because you can lose track of what's going on. I'm having to go back and rewatch episode 1 because it's like, did I really retain everything? What's going on? Because there's so much other things going on. You got to really pay attention, and I think that's what's going to make the story even better because if you're not paying attention, you're gonna be like, what the hell happened?
I think the saving grace on Loki season 2 is Kwihan, which I'm probably mispronouncing his name. The dude who played Data and Goonies and Short
Yeah.
Round and Indiana Jones. His character Ouroboros is carrying that show right now.
Yeah. And it's just I don't know. I'm trying to get a moment where I could just be at peace. There's nothing going on. I mean,
Good luck.
it's tough, man, especially when it's like, hey, we're gonna put Christmas lights up. Can we do it after I watch Loki? So, but yeah, no, not that I just haven't been able to get invested just yet. I'm waiting for the right time to just say, okay, I got time. This is all we're watching, and we'll be ready to go. Some other headlines making their way through the news cycle is Kevin Feige is saying that he wants to create a new Avengers movie with the original Avengers. He wants to bring back Black Widow, Iron Man, Captain America, and have another movie. What do you think?
Yeah, I read that. I think they just they can't capture lightning in a bottle again. They're trying to bring in some of these new characters, and people just aren't really responding to them. Here and there, you get one or two that's popular, but nothing like what they caught with the Avengers.
Yeah.
They had perfect casting for those guys.
And it's just I think we're starting to see who's the real comic book fan and who is just kind of there because of the celebrity power that was attached to it. Because I mean, Paul Rudd, great actor. By the way, if you haven't seen Only Murders in the Building,
I haven't.
he's in the new season. He's hilarious. Uh, but I think after him, it's like, what other big star power do you have? You don't have a Robert Downey Jr. I mean, right now, Chris Hemsworth is, right now they kind of have him off to the side, but you don't have those big names attached for the next upcoming movies. I mean, Anthony Mackie's great, but it's not
He's a
exactly
great
like a Chris
supporting
Evans.
actor. I don't know if he could carry it by himself.
And I think that's where is Marvel being overreacted? Are they overreacting to the possibility that people may not go see a new Avengers without the old Avengers?
I mean, the only one you got that I can think of names right now is Oscar Isaac with Moon Knight. I can't remember the name of the girl for She-Hulk. There are just so many of them. I can't, they don't have that mass appeal. So
Yeah,
I don't know where they're
even
going to go.
Black Panther, though, if you think about it, I mean, Wakanda Forever came out and it was a great movie, but it just kind of seems like it hasn't really been talked about as much as the original one was talked about when it first came out. I mean, and Chadwick Boseman, I mean, it really just it elevated his career where I kind of thought that's what it was going to happen for the people that were coming out of it for the second version, and it really didn't stick.
Yeah, I mean, and Bozeman was a great actor before that. It's just he got the shine in Black Panther, and he carried him and him was Mbatu. Those two
Yeah,
guys carried the whole movie, and
yeah.
there's nobody who really stood out in Wakanda Forever as the shining star.
That's right, I forget M'Baatu was yeah, him, and then, of course, you have, oh, man, Namor. I was trying to think of his, like, Namor. I mean, I kind of expected more coming out of that one, and it just kind
Yeah,
of fizzled down, and I'm like, "Okay, what are they not doing that it's not really retaining with people?" I mean, it's like at those moments, because I mean, even when, it was coming out, everybody was so in love with it, and it just, like, it dropped so quick.
yeah. It's that whole problem where they try to build up these villains, but then they get defeated in an hour and a half.
Yeah,
That same thing happened with Apocalypse. You beat him in one movie. Come on, man.
yeah.
Even Thanos, they stretched it out over a series of movies, so he was a constant threat up till the end, not just for that hour and a half.
But even with Thanos, I mean, I mean, and I think the one thing that made Avengers great was because as much as we're like, okay, Black Widow died, sorry, spoilers if anybody
Oh,
didn't know that, yeah. But I think a lot of people, because we've known about these actors saying we're ready to move on, and I think people are like, okay, Chris Evans will probably be the one. When you get a Robert Downey Jr.'s character who passes away, like, oh, okay, now things have changed. Now it's like, but you still got that wow factor. And even though the big bad lost, there was something taken away from us in that process.
yeah, and I think a lot of those stars, I think that maybe their egos get too big because then
Mhm.
after, oh, well, I'm not doing these anymore, and then their other movies are just like, yeah, we don't care.
I, and not a lot of people. I mean, yes, Oppenheimer. I mean, that trended for a bit. I mean, it did. It's whatever it did at the box office. I mean, Barbie's been good. Margot Robbie seems to be doing well, moving on from the Harley Quinn character. But still, you just are not retaining. I mean, we had a Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 that had you and I debating about who was gonna be the one to die.
No,
Nothing happened.
no, no, the bad guy
So
died.
yeah, it's like, okay, and like you said, it's like, here we are, your 2-hour movie, let's get to the bad guy died, let's move on. So,
Yeah, I'd like them to have a bad guy that's a threat throughout um, several movies, maybe even in their Netflix series, or I mean, sorry, Disney Plus series, and have him be a constant threat through all of those instead of just here's our new bad guy. Oh wait, he's dead.
yeah.
This is the
Like,
whole
"Oh, no,
Darth Maul thing.
I was like, he's eventually gonna die, so just we'll prepare you guys for his
Yeah,
death
don't get
eventually."
attached.
I like that, Darth Maul. That's a perfect example. And as popular as well, and I'll even say for the merchandising of how it came out, all the stuff that was being sold for Darth Maul, all that for him to just die the way he did, I was like, "Okay, that was kind of a."
He was so popular, they cut him in half in the movie, but still brought him back in the series.
Yeah. So I was like, "Hold on, we need to sell a few more
Yeah.
masks and a few
Cutting
more
you in half
toys."
doesn't kill you.
Hey, he should be in the Fast and Furious because nothing kills them. Ludacris
Don't give
and
him ideas. He might be in the next
I
one.
know they're gonna be drag racing with the Millennium Falcon. Who knows?
Have his
Because
little speeder bike out there
uh,
chasing Dom
you
down.
know, I mean, what do you believe anymore in movies? It's so sad, but it's like, come on, man. So I don't know. I personally think, I mean, as much as we would love to see the original Avengers, I think that will do a lot of damage to Marvel if a movie like this was to come out, especially because, and I'll tell you, I was hoping for cameos from them from Secret Wars
That would be a great storyline for him to do Secret Wars. And the
rather
Beyonder is
than
a pretty formidable. I don't know if he's a bad guy or not, but yeah, he'd be a great antagonist.
see, but at that point, then I could see that, but because I think at this point now there's this, we're missing these characters. We're missing the speeches from Captain America. We're missing the sarcastic remarks from a Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man. We're missing Fat Thor because we're hoping Thor gains weight in this whole time that he's been off. We're missing those things that it's those like what wrestlers say, the big pop. Like,
Yeah,
what's gonna get the theaters, like, jumping? Like, the fact that if we see a Robert Downey Jr. show up in a movie without us knowing, that's the best thing.
yeah, just have him pop through. Bring him. Use Loki, the TVA. Bring him from one of the other variant worlds.
I mean, you can make it happen. I mean, think about when we found out that Michael B. Jordan popped up in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever.
Yeah,
Man, was the audience so hyped about that because we didn't know what to expect because we're like, "Okay, he's not coming back for that," but there he is.
I still think it would have been better to have him as Black Panther.
But I think a lot of people then got left the question, is he officially gone or is there gonna be a way for him to come back? Like, the door is still open for him to come back, and I think you said it, right? He, at one point, is a variation of the Black Panther?
Yeah, yeah. At one point, but in comics, everybody's good at one point and everybody's bad at one point. He's just got
Yeah.
to wait.
Yeah. I don't know, man. There's so much going on, and when I saw that headline, just them wanting to bring him back, I wasn't as excited for it. I don't know why. It didn't really just I'm
He's
more
got more of
excited
that
for the
star
future.
power, though. People gravitate toward him.
Yeah. Yeah, Michael B. Jordan, though, man. I mean, he still got me watching these Rocky movies, so he's doing something right, and Rocky's been out
Didn't
of
help
commission
Fantastic
for years.
Four.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's that's the movies they don't want you look, that's the okay, there we go. That's the ingredient to have a successful, superhero. Have them do a really bad superhero, and then have them do a really good superhero.
Yeah, that's how we got Chris Evans and Michael
B.
B.
Jordan.
Jordan. God, I couldn't. I kept wanting to say Michael White.
That's the other Michael oh, yeah, no, yeah, I
Yeah,
can't remember.
don't do it.
There
You'll
was
hurt yourself.
I'm hurting myself right now. Ryan Reynolds is another one. Let's not forget that he did, Green
I liked
Lantern.
Green Lantern though. I'm like the
There's the
only person in the world who liked Green Lantern.
It was okay. I mean, but I think Green Lantern would probably hit this time around. I think just because things have changed, I think if you get a solid cast member to be that, I think you can find someone, like, I don't know, Timothy Chalamet or something like that to be that. I think you could probably work something out and have a good storyline for a Green Lantern.
I can see it. Yeah, I mean, it's even with these star characters, you still got to have a good story and good writing,
Yeah.
or you get another Fantastic Four.
Exactly, and, I don't know, man. It's really up in the air, and, I know we talk a lot about Marvel, but on the DC side of things, I mean, Aquaman is now being pushed back. I mean, I saw that in the headlines.
We're never going to see Aquaman 2.
I really don't. I mean, and it's not good because I think you and I have not heard one good thing about Aquaman, from it's being delayed to it's one of the worst movies to they may just scrap it altogether.
At this point, I think maybe they should. I mean, they already shelved, what was it, Batwoman or Batgirl, the one they were working on, and spent 90
Yeah.
million, and then just flushed it.
Yeah, I know. I see what you did there. I see what you did there.
Yep.
Man, you need to change your name to Intelligent Troy. That's a good one today. You flushed it. Poor Amber
Yeah.
Heard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man,
Yeah. And I don't know that Amber Heard can be blamed fully for Aquaman 2 because the reviews I heard is the story was just, eh.
But also we've already heard that after this movie, Momoa is going to be a different superhero. So are we just over it because we know the superhero's not continuing?
Or can he do both?
Maybe. I mean,
Double
that would
duty.
be That would be interesting to have him. I mean, yeah, the paycheck is gonna be nice, but
Yeah, because Aquaman and Lobo, I don't think interact too much in the
yeah,
comics.
I mean, it keeps him working. So, I mean, we'll only time will tell, but yeah, I don't know, man.
Be a
The
lot of
more and
happy
more
women out there.
that's why Fast and Furious did so well this last go around because he was in it, not because of family and not because they're gonna race down Paris and
I heard
just
he did a real good job being psychotic though in that movie.
he makes the perfect bad guy. That's what I'm like, you know, Marvel, if you're looking for someone to be a really good villain, I think he has the chops to be a really good villain. Any movie. I think in any movie at this point, it doesn't have to just be superhero. He makes a really good villain because in this, I didn't really care too much about what was going on with the family. I was more invested in Jason Momoa and just this backstory and just this like cockiness that he had. And it's like, man, I would watch that in any form, in any movie. It was great, man. And I mean, obviously, I'm watching it for different reasons that my wife is. My wife is just like, "Oh my god, take off your shirt." I was like, "They're racing. There's no
Did
reason
he
for him to
take his
take off
shirt
his shirt."
off in Fast
Yeah,
and
there's some points that
Aw.
he's but it's not like in the like Aquaman type way. It's like when you're sitting there in a pink robe and no shirt, and you're sitting there stealing money off of a computer, and you got a bunch of villains that are dead around you. I mean, it's pretty funny. So yeah, it's a little psychotic, but it's pretty funny. And
But
he
when
just
I
he's
wear a pink robe and sit at my computer,
yeah, you look crazy, and so do I. That's one of those things where like you may need to take some time off of work if you're doing that.
yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna try that one day. Just wife come home from work and I'm just sitting there in a pink robe, just on my computer.
And some bunny slippers.
Exactly. She's gonna be like, "I think it's time for you to take some time off. I don't know what's going on with you here."
Yeah, you're gonna work from home today.
Yeah, yeah, you might need to do some shifting of what you're doing. Yeah, man, I don't know. Let's see what happens. I know, you got, of course, what is it? I keep wanting to say the Marvelettes, but that's not the movie. The Marvels.
Oh yeah, yeah,
They're
yeah.
gonna be
Marvel.
yeah, they're gonna be, I'm confusing it with the old '60s band. I'm like, "The Marvelettes." Yeah. No, that movie's coming out. I think that one's gonna be a nice change of pace, but ultimately, how do you tie in going into the big bad? So if they're able to, bring up Kang the Conqueror somehow in that movie, I think they could set up something really nice. But yeah, I don't know.
It seems
There's
like with the Nick Fury line, they're centering around the Skrull and Kree um, war that's going on, mostly with the Skrulls invading Earth. And I have a feeling that's where they're going to lean with the Marvels because you see Nick Fury up in space in the little space station.
yeah. And Nick Fury hasn't been present in a lot of things lately. So
Nope.
since since Spider-Man, to be honest,
Well, they had that series on on
Secret Invasion.
that's it, Secret Invasion.
I know how to think
And
about
other than
that.
that, yeah, that he explained it away by, "Hey, I've been up in space. Sorry."
Yeah. So I know how did I completely space about Secret Invasion?
So I guess the Skrulls aren't even paying attention to Kang. It's
And who knows, man? Maybe that just kind of we'll see how it all ties in, but yeah, there's got to be a formula out there to kind of get the fans back, and who knows? Maybe taking some time off, maybe them taking a step back and seeing how they reintroduce the series, see where they go from there.
well, right now, I think the only thing we got going is Loki season 2 for Marvel. And Ahsoka just finished for Star Wars, so they're pulling on the reins a little bit, slowing down.
Yeah, and with Disney, and I just saw this, and I don't know if it's complete or not, but I guess Disney's now acquiring Hulu, the 50% remaining of Hulu.
Probably.
Yeah,
I'm
so
about ready to just go back to cable.
yeah, I was actually talking to my wife about this yesterday. I think the reason for this deal is, um, you're gonna have to buy Hulu if you want the Disney content. There's not gonna be a standalone Disney Plus anymore, so you're gonna have to have Hulu in order to access that. Similar to kinda like what YouTube did with the NFL, that if you want the NFL package, you gotta buy YouTube TV. So I think we're gonna start seeing some major moves when it comes to if you want this amazing content, you're gonna have to buy the Hulus and the YouTubes. I really think it's going to get down to, are you team YouTube or team Hulu? Because I don't see anybody else really competing with them after that, unless Netflix decides to do live programming.
Well,
It's getting
Hulu's
crazy.
also got that ESPN in their bundle, so
Yeah.
that's going to be that's going to be a tough one. It's going to be like a Pepsi or Coke type
It
thing.
it, it really is, and with that, and I'm glad you mentioned that because I see HBO Max is trying to put in a bid to get the other sports teams, the other sports leagues. So I think somehow HBO Max is trying to say, "Cool, you guys go get all the content. We want all the sports."
There's a
So
lot of sports fans out there.
what's
Get
gonna make it?
soccer. There's more soccer fans worldwide than any other sport.
Isn't that insane though to think that it's like they're not just thinking here in the States, they're thinking worldwide.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, uh, it's why compete with them if you can just be the big guy in a different area.
Yeah. So y'all really gonna give me a reason to have to say I can only keep Hulu and HBO Max. So
Like I said, I'm about ready to
Netflix,
just go back to Comcast and because I'm paying so much more just for each streaming service.
isn't it crazy, man? It's like in Hulu was supposed to be the resolution, and then you get these emails. Oh, we're going up another extra $3. Oh,
Oh,
great.
yeah, I just got an email the other day that one of the services is raising the prices again.
Yeah. Trying to think.
Don't know if it was Netflix or
Yeah. But I think it makes it tough though for like the Paramount Pluses of the world to stay up to date because Paramount's got some great content, but if you got the bundle deal with these other people, I just keep the bundle deal. And sorry, I don't get to keep Paramount Plus.
I'm telling you, I think they're all going to go a la carte for too much longer. That's going to be the only way they can stay afloat.
Man. And
You
when
want to
they
watch a
do
show?
that,
Okay, $5 you can get the whole season. There you go.
and when they do that, Troy, I think they owe you some money, buddy, because you've been saying that for a long time as far as going about your programming, and not just for one service, but for all of them. You mean to tell me that when Stranger Things finally gets here and I could just get the service, and even if you paid for it a la carte and said, "Hey, we're gonna give you the whole show rather than do weekly," I think you're gonna get a lot of people that will pay that way.
Yeah, and I mean, if it's a continuing series like Stranger Things, they say, "Hey, you want to catch up? Here's all the seasons for an extra $2 or something." I'd pay $7 for that. Yeah,
Yeah,
well, a one-time watch or something. They
yeah.
can do it. Look at the on demand. They've been doing that for a while.
Yeah, on demand is I don't think on demand gets as much credit as it should, but on demand does extremely well with a lot of people, especially for I mean, I just wish we didn't have to pay for those movies we want to see in theaters, that we're not having to pay the $30. I mean, if they reduce that price just a little bit, I think I'd be okay with that. But if I got to pay for it and I got 24 hours to watch it, it's tough.
Oh, you just set it for a one-time watch instead of a time period.
Yeah.
So it keeps track. Once you've watched it one time all the way through, it drops your link.
It's like, quick, don't end the movie. Let's go backwards. Let's rewind it and watch it over again.
Or you can do like they do in New York with all the things. You just take a camera and tape your TV.
Nobody talk, okay? We're recording it.
I don't even think they do that anymore. Past few times I've been in New York, I haven't seen them selling DVDs on the side of the street.
No, you're not getting the new Avengers that comes out in 2028. It's like, when did you get that copy? Yeah, we were filming it.
Yeah, he said I actually used to buy those in New York, and you knew it was taped because somebody would stand up in front of them and walk across the aisle to go out.
I tell you, I got caught up in that one time buying a DVD, and I'm like, oh my God. I was like, I'm gonna buy it. I'm like, why is the quality? They filmed it. Man, this is back in
And every once in a
2000.
while, the camera will shake when they coughs or something, and
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like, did Superman just cough? What's going on? I was like, oh, they filmed this. Like they went all pirate radio style on this. Okay. I didn't realize I just bought a bootleg version. But the guy seems so trustworthy that I bought it from.
Yeah. I bought one out at Big Daddy's flea market one time. It was Finding Nemo.
Yeah.
And somebody was a joker because the first time I watched it, I had it playing and I wasn't paying a lot of attention because the credits were rolling. I was doing something else. And at the end of the credits, it had a really loud scream. So I think I peed a little bit when that happened. It scared the crap out of me. That's what I get for pirating.
I know it's not a good thing, kids. Don't listen to us on that part, okay? It was back in the day. If Finding Nemo was coming out in theaters, that tells you how long ago it was. All right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I guess I aged myself.
Oh man, Troy, if they want to stay up to date with you, how can they stalk you on the socials?
We're on the all interwebs. We got the Insta, the Meta, the YouTube, and the TikTok.
I was gonna ask you, have you jumped to Threads since you guys got rid of the X?
No, sir.
Yeah.
No interest in Threads.
No, Threads seems to still be kind of mellow. I haven't threaded in who knows how long. I just
I
no,
never
I
even
just
started.
yeah, I tried to, and it's just like, yeah, no, this is just another form of Twitter, and I wasn't even tweeting as much as I should have been. But
Yeah.
yeah,
We never even started Snapchat or OnlyFans or SoundCloud or Spotify.
yeah, yeah. No, we didn't get that far either. I just stuck to the ones that I can scroll up, laugh, and keep going.
Yep. Hit like next.
Next, I don't have to do as much. That's why I love Instagram, man. I don't have to write anything. Just take a picture of myself and call it good.
That's true.
Not a whole lot of thought goes into it, but man, do I look good in my pictures. Speaking of me looking good on my pictures, follow me on Instagram. Big Show FM. Make sure you follow us. Hot 103's Big Show on Facebook and Joey on the FM on TikTok. You guys can go and stalk me there and be my possibly 200th like. I don't even think I'm close to 200, but I'll get there eventually. So one day.
My
Guys,
tens of followers.
my tens of followers, my fives of followers. Guys, this has been another edition of Zia Comic Weekly. We'll see y'all next week.
Later, nerds.